going on, guys? It's Star back at it with another video for you guys this wonderful Thursday morning. So woke up mad tired from work last night, and I saw a couple videos up on on my subscription feed, and one of them was from OBE1Plays. Now I kind of stopped watching OB1's videos. I haven't watched them since probably like when he had like, I don't know, like a couple hundred subscribers. After that, and when he blew up, I kind of stopped watching just because I don't know, he didn't really seem to have a lot of information that I didn't already know. So I just stopped watching. He's still a cool guy though. Nothing wrong with him. Just, you know, if I already know what you're gonna talk about in your video, then, you know, usually I don't click on it. But, you know, anyways, yesterday he came out with a bunch of rumors, and at first I wasn't sure what to think. First thing I thought was, how the hell does he know? And then when I heard what the rumors were, I said, you know, these sound pretty credible. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I had a couple rumors come out yesterday from, you know, a reliable source. A reliable source. I'm not laughing because I don't think it's true. I'm laughing just because anyone can say that, and it's just like, it's kind of like a meme at this point. I have a reliable source that this game and such will be coming out to. But anyways, so he says Assassin's Creed next year is coming out on the Nintendo Switch, and it's gonna release same day and date as the PS4, Xbox One, PC version, which is great. I don't see this not happening. If you guys don't know, back in the day, for you young folk, when the Wii U first came out, it actually launched with an Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed 3, and the game sold pretty decently. I think it sold between 300,000 and 400,000 units as far as lifetime sales. So it's not, you know, it wasn't an abysmal number. It was pretty decent. Assassin's Creed has a fan base. Assassin's Creed 4 Unity, or not Unity, but Black Flag, also came out the next year on the Switch, or on the Wii U, excuse me. And that also did pretty decent. Not as good as the first one, though, but it still sold, you know, a couple 100,000. I think it was 200,000 or 300,000 copies. So it made money. It sold. So I do see why Ubisoft would want to bring their next game, if it could actually run on the system, on, you know, to a Nintendo platform, because at launch they can get some money out of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm totally down for it. The next Assassin's Creed game most likely will come out to the system. That wasn't really the big major thing that surprised me yesterday, you know, hearing about Assassin's Creed coming to the Nintendo Switch, but it was the fact that Laura Kate Dale, of all people, actually confirmed and backed up, you know, OBE1Plays little leak that he leaked yesterday. So that was pretty good. So today he comes out with another interesting rumor, leak, what have you, from another credible source. I'm assuming it's the same one. This time it's about the VR headset that was patented by Nintendo a little while ago. Now, I remember we all saw that, and as soon as we saw that, everyone freaked out. It's like, oh my gosh, Nintendo's gonna do VR. But then we realized, okay, well, it's just a patent. Nintendo patents a lot of stuff. Like, that doesn't really mean anything. This could possibly be maybe for the next console after the Switch. This could probably have nothing to do with anything at all, and we're probably just wasting our time. So we kind of just discredited it. Honestly, people stopped talking about it, and it was dead in the water. Now OBE1Plays is coming out and saying, no, guys, listen, this is actually going to be a big thing that will be coming to the Switch very, very early, and it'll be talked about very early in its lifetime, and that we should probably keep our mind and keep our ears and eyes open for this type of device being talked about. So what he says, it all makes sense. Like, what he said makes sense. Like, I'm gonna go through just a couple stuff real quick, and I want you guys to let me know what you think. So number one, right? He said the main focus of the Switch having the Joy-Con controllers was that this VR, this virtual reality, was going to be a thing. Basically what you do, you would take this Joy-Con controllers off, slide it into some headset, and at the very bottom of the headset, it would have a charging port. A lot of people were saying, obviously, the only way to get for the full power of the system was for it to be in the dock. Otherwise, it's going to be running at its lower, its lower clock speeds, where the game looks worse and it runs worse. So if that's going to be the case, there's absolutely no way the VR could work, right? Because it's going to be running at such a low setting. But he says the fact that this headset that Nintendo will be selling has a little port in the bottom will allow you to plug the port into the screen of the console, giving it the full power of it being docked. So you're not going to get those low frame rates. You're not going to get those low resolutions. The fact that the screen is only 720p is still questionable for me. I don't see how that's going to work. 720p VR, I don't think that's really what you would want. I don't really think that's going to be a very a very easy thing to look at, the fact that it's only going to be 720p, but we don't know. It could be 1080p. We don't know. If it is 1080p, that really does support his this rumor even more. If it is 720p, I would like to know how Nintendo's going to handle that. But as far as he's saying, in terms of the power of the system, there's going to be a hole where you can plug into the screen of the system, giving it that full clock speed ability so that you won't get those low frame rates or those bad textures and stuff like that. So that's their workaround for getting the system up to a docked clock speed without it being docked. This way it can be worn on your head, and it'll be, you know, it'll have the full power. So that's really cool. Another thing that he said was that developers right now are actually working on Switch VR games. I don't know if they're working on small games. I'm assuming it's probably going to be really small games for now. If VR really does take off, I can definitely see Nintendo bringing their larger IPs to the system, like he showed, examples he was giving was like Metroid, which would definitely be pretty fucking cool. If I could play Metroid in VR on the Switch, on the go, anywhere the fuck I want, with the Joy-Cons as, you know, controllers, that would be absolutely amazing. I have no idea how that would work though. How would the Switch be able to accurately track the IR sensor, which there is an IR sensor in the right Joy-Con controller, but how is it going to accurately track the IR sensor in the controller when you're wearing it and not in front of like a TV that's got like a sensor or some kind of camera to watch you or something like that? How is that going to work? I have no idea. So he didn't go into that many details, but he did say this is definitely going to be a thing. Developers are working on games for this thing right now, and Nintendo is planning on talking about this thing very, very soon. So I'm thinking they're going to be talking about this little addition to their console probably around E3. I kind of have a little prediction I want to give for you guys, right? So we're pretty much sure that Breath of the Wild isn't going to be coming to the system at launch in March. We're pretty much at that point where I think most of us can sit here and say it's probably not going to happen. So like for myself, I've come to terms with that already. Like I've told my friends, like, bruh, this game ain't happening. A couple of my friends that don't really follow Nintendo news like as closely as I do, they were asking me, yo, Quentin, do you know when this game, do you know when Breath of the Wild is coming out? I heard it's getting delayed. I'm like, yeah. I'm pretty sure you might as well just don't get your hopes up, dude. I'm pretty sure this game is just gonna get delayed till summer. But here's what I think Nintendo's going to do. I think it's gonna get delayed till summer, but I don't think we're gonna see it at E3 next year in 2017. If you guys remember, the Wii U launched two major games that sold extremely well right before E3. That was just around summertime, and that was Splatoon and Mario Kart 8. They released both of those games the very last week of May. Both of those games did absolutely amazing in terms of sales, and as well in terms of being isolated from any other game. We all know that developers, for whatever reason, don't like to release their games in summer. They're starting to realize that since no games are released in summer, that it's probably a pretty good time to fucking release your games now. But most of them will not release their games in summer. They want the holiday season. They want the beginning of the year, after people still have, money and stuff like that. So usually during the summer, they don't want to release any games. Nintendo's noticed that. They're taking advantage of that. They released Mario Kart 8 during the summer, last week of May, and it was great. They did the same exact thing with Splatoon the next year. That was great too. They see the sales for those games. They see the amount of attention that those games get since there's no other games releasing around that time. And they've noticed that, and that's probably what they're going to be doing with the Breath of the Wild game. Nintendo's not going to show this game off at E3 again. They have shown this game off a million times. Nobody wants to see this game at E3. I'm telling you, if I see this game at E3, I'm going to be mad. If I see this game one more fucking time at a major event, I'm going to be mad. Like, I just want this game to be out. Nintendo needs to stop showing this game and just let us fucking play it. And I don't see them showing this game off at E3 again. So I'm thinking this game will come out very last week in May, right before E3. Give us a great, huge, and amazing game right before E3. E3 hits, and that's when they're going to be talking about this headset. They're going to be talking about this VR thing. If what OBE1Plays is saying is true, and I think it is, he's got some. I'm not going to sit here and say it's 100%. I'm going to wait for Lower K Dale or Emily Rogers to come out and back what he said, which I don't know if they will or not, because this is a huge deal. Nintendo and VR in 2017 is a fucking huge deal. Not even Microsoft has their VR console just yet. So if Nintendo's already going to be talking about their VR console, while Microsoft still hasn't even really had theirs, to show yet, like their real retail for consumers, is a pretty fucking big deal. So I really hope this is true. If he is true, I feel like they're gonna be talking about it right at E3, because that will be the best time. They're gonna have their little presentation in January. They're gonna talk about the basics, the price. They're gonna talk about the launch games. They're gonna talk about the launch date, all that good stuff. They're gonna launch Breath of the Wild last week of May, and then E3 2017. They're gonna talk about some more games, and then they're gonna show off this headset thing. That's what I think is gonna happen. So let me know what you guys think about all of these rumors by OBE1Plays and Lower K Deal down below in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hit the like button if you guys like this video, and hit the subscribe button if you're new. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.